Cool. Hi, welcome everybody to Roll With It RPG. Tonight we are playing Vampire, the Dark Ages. When we left off, how does one put this nicely? It was a cluster. Yep, it was a flustercluck. That's exactly what it was.
Was it? I mean, I was having a good time.
I did everything I was supposed to.
Yes. Being an early riser, Dragomir woke up and felt the pull of the beast to feed, as he had not fed appropriately in some time, snacking on animals more than people, tends to do that. He managed to keep himself under control long enough to get away from his two compatriots in his clinic, but couldn't get past the people just outside his door. He lunged upon a man in a feverish frenzy of hunger and tore out his throat, leaving him to die, and ran off to escape the crown. While he was doing this, Asmodeus decided to, I'm going to go with, feed his sorrows away at the loss of Paul the night before. And convince someone who he couldn't understand and couldn't understand him to follow him with basic gestures and the sounds of neediness. Jolt him behind a shack and proceeded to leave him for dead after feeding him. Casper started his route towards the clinic the night before from exiting his sleep at his chosen spot the night before, and was able to see craziness going on in the distance. Oliver woke up to find that there was insanity going on outside his hut as a man lay dying and a crowd gathering around him doing nothing. Scooped him up into his arms and began to move as fast as he could without jostling the man and potentially throwing him into true death throes in his arms. And lastly, a new player joined, a well-to-do businessman by the name of Dastan, was curious about the dreams he had the night before, something new, and made his way to Brother Bernardus, as he knew that he was someone that the people who worked for him trusted, and also was known to be somewhat knowledgeable, as Malkavians tend to be. When he arrived at Brother Bernardus's place, he was weeping uncontrollably, could not be calmed by his retainers, and was nudged to go look for his friends. At which point, Dastan headed towards the clinic and also discovered the utter chaos that was going on before it. He, Asmodeus, and Casper all arrived at roughly the same time. Casper managed to convince the sole hospitaler there, who was attempting to investigate, to leave, that he had the situation under control. At which point, the crowd began to disperse as the guards helping the hospitaler move them away. And that's where we pick up. The pale giant, the walking trash bag, and Dastan outside of Dragomir's clinic, trying to figure out what has occurred. So, gentlemen, what's going on?
I think they walked in,
Let's say we made it inside, I believe.
Okay.
and I was
Gonna-
just following behind.
Gonna look around and see if I can find something that can work as a door.
Give me a straight perception roll.
Trying to find it. Oh, yeah, it's a stat. Never mind. Those successes.
2 successes. He has a board he's obviously been sleeping on to keep out of the muck that tends to run beneath his clinic that could easily work as a door for the moment.
I'm gonna go check on that. So I haven't noticed that there's a third person in here yet. Well,
Right.
fourth, I guess, technically.
I'll walk in. Quite a fine establishment you guys have here. Do I see what's her name? Is it Tiffany?
You would, yeah, in the front there, you would see a fairly attractive woman on a examining table with a cover, her head on a pillow, a makeshift pillow, as if she were a patient, sleeping seemingly restlessly. Asmodeus, there is a gentleman standing beside you. What language did you say that in?
Latin.
Latin? Right, so you understood it,
Hmm.
since you also speak Latin.
I
I'll
will
walk a little bit
step-
closer to Tiffany.
I'll step in between him and Tiffany. Say stop.
I'm sorry, sir. We're closed for the day. There seems to be an incident with a rabid dog. You should try it back tomorrow.
As before, this is role play, so if you want, we can go for it. If not,
Can I
Uh.
tell if he's not human or?
sure. Give me a perception awareness roll. Let's see. I need to look at your sheet for a moment to be able to give him a difficulty. Difficulty is 5.
3 successes.
3 successes. He's definitely not human. You get the sense that he might be kindred. Maybe.
Okay.
Well, I would leave. However, I have questions still left unanswered, and I was told by brother, shoot, what's his name again?
Bernardus.
Bernardus, that I might be able to seek some answers here. And I glance back at the girl. She doesn't look too well.
She had a long night.
Can I tell if she needs to feed or not?
Give me a wits medicine roll. Or wits occult. Your choice.
Wits occult. No, doesn't matter on either one. And wits.
One success. Nice.
Sure.
Oh.
0
No
successes.
successes.
Says
It was up higher on the list for me, so when I looked over, I saw 1 success. 0 successes. She's sleeping. Doesn't seem to need feeding. Might be a human. This is a clinic, so she could be sick.
sure.
What is your name?
As flamboyant as I can, I bow and say, "My name is Deston. Martel.
Are you new to the city? I don't think I've seen you around.
Oh no, I've been here for quite some time. I can tell that they're both vampires, right?
Yes. It's you might question whether or not the giant albino is a vampire, but the cloaked one is definitely a Nosferatu. It's unmistakable.
Exactly.
It's not a clan that yours prefers to spend time around, to be honest. But the Nosferatu do have uses, usually in spy networks, stuff like that. But yeah, they're ugly. One would take butt ugly and then make it uglier.
Okay.
And he talks in a very raspy voice.
I'm also kind of giving him a side eye since I think this is the first time I've ever actually heard him speak. And I'm not going to mention it just yet. So that's what Paul was doing. I'm gonna kind of like shuffle, bump it a little look to the side, and kind of. I've seen him look at Tiffany a couple times. Just kind of get like a little over there. That way, we're kind of making a non-human wall. What kind of answers were you seeking that Brother Bernardus sent you here?
I have had some strange dreams that I am seeking answers to. Crusaders and blood in the streets.
I'm gonna look at Asmodeus and see what if I can figure out what he thinks. That sounds familiar.
Ah, so I have come to the right place.
Come to the right place. Not exactly probably at the right time, but
As I can tell as I look back at the door.
I'm not sure what happened here, but nothing good.
I do hate to interrupt, but Asmodeus, as they're conversing, you have a flash of I don't know, like a maybe memory or that sense of deja vu. It's that no, maybe it's Vuja Day. It's you get the sense that a familiar threat turned ally is approaching the makeshift door. And then you find yourself back into their conversation.
No, he points toward the door. Someone coming.
I'll take the big piece of wood that I've been holding this whole time. I'm just gonna like go over there and like lean it against the wall as best I can without tools.
Give me a Dex craft difficulty 7. Yep. I really should start saying those backwards for you guys since the way it works here. So craft Dex.
0 successes.
0 successes. All right. So you walk up to get this makeshift door in place, and as you set it down and get it all worked in, it just kind of and falls through the hole, and you hear a familiar voice on the other side. Huh? Oh, that almost hit me. And then you peek out, and there's Victor, the lookout for the Tremere from the other night.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah. Let me find some way to make this into a door. The current previous door seems to have gone missing. Oh wait, there's a piece of it there. There's a piece of it there. You get the idea.
Is there a chair in here?
Yes.
I'll go sit.
Victor looks around, says, "Sure, I'll help.
I'll toss him some coins. And be like, go fetch like a hammer and some nails, maybe.
I'll do
Huh?
that. But this isn't the payment I'm looking for."
Hmm.
He'll take the coins and turn around and head back into town. The gentleman you saw just briefly at standing near the doorway is fairly large, bearded, Slovakian looking man. He's definitely got like the Cossack style beard, thick brow ridges, broad shoulders, maybe a mercenary of sorts.
Need to leave. Take Tiffany.
Where would we take her?
You can go to my place.
I mean, I don't think Oliver would approve if we left and he had no idea where she was. I feel everyone will eventually get here. We should probably just make sure everybody knows the shop is closed up and wait for Dragomir and Oliver to return. Probably safest that way.
Is there parchment or anything to write on?
Oh yeah, I would imagine that Dragomir takes copious notes and has journals his findings. So yeah, there'd be stuff to write with.
I'll grab a piece and write closed.
What language?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Out of your list of languages.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Do you have a list of languages?
I had a list.
You have Latin and whatever your base language is, which I think is English.
Yeah.
Yep, English and Latin under your roleplay tips. So yeah, those are your choices.
So I'm gonna write it in both, actually. And then put an X with a circle around it.
Okay. Just
You're making a
for-
treasure map? Oh,
just for shits and giggles, give me a Dex linguistics roll. So Dex roll for you.
Yeah. Two successes.
That's pretty good. It's legible.
Hmm.
And your X looks like it will convey a closed.
gonna go I'm gonna add for construction on there. In both languages that he wrote it.
Okay. Sure.
Do I need to roll for that?
No.
Oh,
You're a scribe. The me making you roll for that would be silly. Mostly because it'd be a whole butt ton of successes.
or hilariously none.
Yeah, it's tempting.
He's kind of rolling like Dragomir today. It's-
So there's
I'm insulted by that. There hasn't been a single botch yet. Okay.
there's still this well-dressed man taking a seat in the clinic with you guys.
I'm gonna check on Tiffany.
Okay, how so?
I'm gonna. Well,
You want a whale to check on Tiffany?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to need a.
Or do you want to check on her well?
Dex survival to go whaling?
Okay. All right.
So you want to make a meth roll, right?
Yeah. That was my deck
Congratulations.
survival.
You caught Moby Dick.
Yeah.
All right, so just to give her a general look over,
Yeah.
it would be a medicine intelligence roll. I won't try to say it that way from now on, since that's the way you guys have to do it.
Ouch.
No successes. She looks fine.
Okay.
I mean, besides the fact that she's in Topher, but there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah. I'm going to also look around Dragomir's clinic for some small vials.
Like to collect blood in?
Yes.
Is this an attempt to like gather like a food stuff for her?
No, it is to put my blood in.
Okay, what for?
To basically to taint drinks later
Gotcha. That
to make another pull.
right. You know for a fact that won't work.
Okay.
Once your blood has been outside your body for even a short amount of time, it's possible for it to go inert and quit working. So it's the type of thing you need to prep just a few moments beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Long-term storage isn't really a thing you could do. But if you're sneaky enough, you can do, taint drinks without having to do that type of thing.
I got ideas.
Okay. I'm willing to play along with them. I'm just letting you know that one doesn't.
Nope, that's okay.
So yeah, these two guys don't seem to, at the moment, care that you're even there.
Is there like a journal or anything laying around that I can just kind of read through?
Give me a open up. An empathy perception. Like, where would someone keep their journal type of role?
Empathy perception.
Two. Yeah, from where you're sitting, you can see a couple of his works, things he's been keeping track of. Would he have a journal?
Yeah, I mean, he would have something that he would have either written his private thoughts in, but I mean, the things that are probably more readily available would be his any medical notes, but
Right. Would he keep it near his working section of the clinic, or would he keep it?
I don't think he probably has more than one desk
Gotcha.
to really do much stuff at. It's, kind of operates in a minimalistic type of setting for the most part. So yeah, it would be nearby.
There you go.
Grab one of the medical ones and just sit there and read while I'm waiting for others to arrive.
The first one you the one you pick up and start to look through, it seems to be marked as notes for Malkavian prince.
Okay.
And it starts as like reads less like a journal and less like a medical notes, but more as observances of the city as you're flipping through it.
Okay, I'll read through it.
And what language are they being?
Good question.
Or I guess that would be a factor.
His personal stuff, probably Romanian.
Okay. Beyond the initial heading, you can't read any of it.
Okay.
All right. Let's jump over to Oliver. You've been having some assistance from guards to try to ferry this man as quickly as possible to the hospital near the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. As you approach, you can smell a bit of fire on the wind. It's not the the level, like the strength of a burning building, and it's not as small as, say, you get someone's campfire. It's from the strength of the smoke that you're starting to pick up and moving into. It's kind of bonfire in level.
I see. Am I picking it up because of my senses, like my heightened senses, or
Yes.
would okay? I'll just note it because I'm not gonna go see what it is, unless it's the hospital.
As you approach the hospital, it is getting stronger.
Oh, I'm gonna try to run faster.
Okay. Give a athletics dexterity roll or strength, your choice.
I like the dexterity option a little better.
You managed to put yourself to move a little faster. You're having some difficulty managing to keep up with the initial guard, so now you're having no real issues. As you begin to pass under the archway that leads into the courtyard area around it, the smoke hits you fairly heavily, and you can see several nuns burning blankets in the courtyard. I need you
Oh,
to make a courage roll.
I was gonna ask if there was a way to avoid the burning.
Just seeing the burning of this size is enough. Let me make sure that is the appropriate roll first. Yep, it is a courage roll. Difficulty 6.
You're at difficulty 6.
You may, of course, spend a willpower point not for a success, but to just to maintain control.
I hear when people do that, they still fail the roll anyway. So
It goes
it's
great.
It's not worked out in the past.
yeah,
It's fantastic.
I like to take my chances.
It's good. It's a good thing you threw caution to the wind. Okay, yeah, you're able to tamp the beast's urge to run in fear just down, no issues, and you're able to approach as close as you want to the fire, or as not as close as you want to the fire.
In that case, I just take whatever the straight line is to the the inside.
Okay. You of course get the attention of the nuns burning blankets, but they don't get a decent look at you. The fire's burning too bright. The smoke's a little too thick.
They've been smoking a little too much, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The front door to the hospital is closed. It's usually open, but this is probably just to keep smoke out, not so much keep people out. Pushing it open while having someone in your arms would be difficult, but you've got assistance.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm assuming the one guard that's not helping is in front of us.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. One of the guards begins to push the door open, and as he does, as it opens, you get a shot of Aisha as she's walking past, bowl of water, couple rags over her arms. She looks like she's been running a bit ragged, even though she can't sweat. She has that look of exhaustion on her face, and she doesn't notice you as she's hurrying past the door.
Well, when we get in, I'm just gonna go, help, help, help! This man's been attacked by a beast.
She stops, turns, and even for a nurse, even for a vampire, what she sees shouldn't be startling. But there are two gentlemen with you, so she acts a fright. Let me just roll that up. Yeah.
She runs away scared. Oh.
No, she won't do that. Oh no. Might not be great. I want to use willpower. It must succeed. Okay. Cool. Yeah. She seems authentically like startled at the sight, and she comes rushing over and says, "Quick, to the beds!" And she points you down a short hallway that's got an open bed. Like there are little more than cots lining this hallway itself. Makeshift curtains have been thrown up over along the walls. They've got partitions set up between the different beds, and there is someone on each one. Each one is rolling in pain and moaning. They look like the sheets have been absolutely soaked in sweat and waters. One or two, there's a pinkish coloration to their linens, and the bed she points you to it looks like someone has just recently vacated it. The sheets haven't been changed. The pillow still bears a bit of pink to it itself, and she's like, "Put them there, please, quickly."
Put them there. I don't care what the sheets look like. I'm not a doctor.
She says, "Please, I need to get the doctor. You need to leave." And then she motions for you to step aside and tries to starts to shoo the guards away. They grumble a little bit and they're like, "Well, we'll just go wait outside because we need to talk to him just a bit." And then head out the door. One pulls the door closed behind him. It thuds with a bit of an echo inside the hospital, and she says, "I can't save that man. You realize this?
That's okay.
The best I can do for him is help him pass, because not even our gifts would be of assistance."
That's fine.
Okay. Could you follow me for a moment? She leads you back to the bed, and she pulls the partition as closed as she can. It doesn't separate enough, and she pulls on the curtain that's been set up, and she asks you to stand in a particular spot that covers up all viewpoints and begins to smother him. Private. Okay. It doesn't take very long. She manages to.
I feel like there wasn't much of him left in there anyway.
Right. She does take some time to heal the wound of sorts, to close it so it doesn't look like he's been mauled, leaving it look more like a small gash, not so much of an animalistic style mauling. She says, "You can wait here a little while if you want. We're going to have to convince the guards that this time we're taking was meant to help him. Had you gotten here sooner, or the wounds had not been as grievous, we might have been able to use our gifts to assist. Well, it's the way of mortals, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, what happened?"
Actually, I don't know because I didn't wake up till after it happened.
Okay.
I went out.
Was
I went outside. I was staying with. Okay. Uh, I was staying with Dragomir.
okay.
It was me, my cousin, and Dragomir. She's been injured. She. Do I know it? Like, do I understand what happened?
Yeah. You've been together enough to have gotten into those type of situations where she's been put into torpor
Okay.
by either a failed attempt of escape or her stepping in the way of something she shouldn't have in order to try to help you. At your guys's neonate level and your time during training, combat's going to happen to you whether you try to avoid it or not. So she's been caught before and has been in torpor before.
Okay. Well, she's in Topor right now.
Do you need some place to keep her safe?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to ask about that while I was here.
It can be done. I will need to get permission, but Nihim might be willing to share his space for a while to keep her safe. Uh, maybe even keep her fed since we still require it as we're slumber. I don't know how long it'll take. He often gets consumed by his studies and won't take an audience for weeks or even months on end. If I get his permission, is there a place I can find you?
Probably my place, and then I'll tell her where it's at, because
Gotcha.
I don't even know where it's at for sure, but or Dragmir's clinic. Seems
Okay.
to be a gathering place of sorts for us from time to time.
And you said she's there, so that's a good spot to go
Yeah.
to. Anyways, all right. I will see what I can do about getting permission and finding a way to get her here.
Okay, back to the guy now.
Yes.
I woke up. Dragomir was gone. Door was broken. I ran outside. People were screaming. I asked a lady what she was screaming at, and she spoke gibberish back to me. I think she was just really traumatized. So then I just decided to pick this man up and try to get him here.
That was heroic of you.
Yeah.
Well, you tried, and that's important. If it were a way to it looks like he was attacked. Someone took a knife to him. That's what we're going to have to tell the guards, or you can tell the guards, or I can bribe to tell the guards.
Not 100% like sure how good of a look they got at him really anyway, because them helping me was kind of thrust upon them by me
Okay.
running up on them.
That'll help. Would you mind getting them?
Yeah.
And while you jog the couple feet to get to the door, we're going to skip to Dragomir.
Man, what happened while I was gone?
So you've just cleaned yourself up out of some water you found. You're outside the city near the Zion Gate. You can see Zion Temple on the small hill just in the distance. The night seems clear. There's a warm breeze coming off the Mediterranean. You can feel it wafting in, even though you're so far from the sea itself. And you hear slow, semi-shuffling footsteps coming up from behind you. You don't get a feeling of ill omen. It feels weirdly welcome, even hearing these shuffles. What would put most people on edge. You don't feel concerned by them.
Okay. Turn around slowly as I hear it and just take a look at what I see.
There's a rail thin elderly man, long beard, balding, wearing sackcloth homemade clothes. In one hand, he holds a rake, and in the other, he holds a bucket. And he says, "Well, you seem a bit off the path today or tonight."
Um, those unironically ring rather true. You appear out of place yourself.
Well, I'm heading home, and you happen to be along my walking path.
Oh, you live in the city, out of the city.
Quite a ways out. A few, I believe, miles are the new, are the way to
Oh,
measure it.
yes, the Englishman terms. Um, I still prefer the original native ones for myself, but you aren't concerned about beasts in the night or the dangers along the road on such a long travel?
Mm, I probably should be, but no. Uh, you know, you get to a certain age and certain things just don't bother you in that way. I mean, they could still bother me, but I don't feel.
I think I understand your meaning. You're just your fear of them is no longer strong enough to stop you from doing what you do.
Yes, yes,
Hmm.
that is it exactly. So, what brings you out to Zion, young man?
Ah, young. Well, I suppose. Um, it's been a eventful uh, evening so far. I was looking for, I suppose, a little perspective. See, I've been trying to help this man dealing with struggling with himself. Something that lurks inside of him, something that is abhorrent, and I thought we were making good progress, and unfortunately tonight much of that progress was lost.
Well, maybe I have some advice for you if you want it. I can
I'm always
pass
willing to
along
listen.
something. Back in my younger days, I had a friend named Michael. Michael was often of a split mind on many a subject, often driven by malcontent urges within. Mm, He was always saddened when he failed to follow it, failed to keep it in check. But he always said that walking certain paths, certain roads, requires paying both attention forward as well as behind. not to stare at one's feet so much, but to remember where you've been and to see where you are going. Often, when we feel we've failed and stumbled, we've forgotten how far we've come, and we've failed to see how far we still have to go.
This friend of yours, did he find his way, or
Well, I haven't seen him for quite a long time. Last time I saw him, he was admittedly feeling tired of that fight. I hope he at least got the rest he was looking for at that time. He might still be out there attempting it, or considering my age, he might not.
well, I appreciate your words. They are something to think on, and believe this man trying to help will be. Hopefully, it will ease his burden as well.
Good. Now, we've had a lovely chat, but we've forgotten something important. The Lord would like us to at least know those who get advice too, so allow me to introduce myself. My name is Adoniah.
I'm Dragomir. It's,
It's a pleasure to meet you, Dragoman. Now for the crazy spelling of my name.
Yeah.
It's Adonijah.
is it like a Hebrew name? Is that what I recognize it?
It is.
Okay.
Yep, that is the romanization of the name.
Right. Okay. Say, are you? So you are from this region yourself? You've been here.
Make an intelligence. Don't have history to go with, so Hearth Wisdom will be the closest. So a Hearth Wisdom intelligence check.
Oh, here we go.
Yep. I don't have any Hearth wisdom. The only thing I got is academics and cult and. Okay, Hearth wisdom you said, and
Occult would work.
intelligence. Occult. Okay.
And what are your specialties for your intelligence and everything?
My intelligence is analytical.
Okay, and do you have one in occult?
No, I don't. I just have eidetic memory.
The eidetic memory will help.
Okay.
Difficulty 6.
Okay. Does the eidetic just kind of work as the analytical then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
3 successes.
Woo! We did something good.
You've actually heard the name a few times. He's the well tender that cleans Hezekiah's well on a daily basis. He walks in during the day, cleans it of debris, and leaves home at night. A lot of people suspect that he's either like a sage of some sort, or he's immortal, or he's a vampire, or he's just an old man that does the job. He's like a fixture around town. Like, not everyone knows him personally, but someone has heard of him at some point.
Like an urban legend, basically.
Right,
Basically. Okay. Can I use Read the Soul just to see if I get
Sure.
any kind of?
Sure, let me
Just-
open it up so I can give you the appropriate answers.
All right. I think that's the one I want to use.
Yeah, you're trying to get a
feel of like whether or not he is something beyond.
Right. Read
Hmm.
the soul.
Gosh, there's so many colors.
There are lots of colors. All right. Give me the. Where is it? The perception empathy roll.
Yep.
Ooh,
3 successes.
3 successes. You can recognize the color patterns. Distinguish the main color. Okay. Well, he's mortal. He's not undead. It's a very vibrant aura about him, so it's not dull and gray like it is when you look at a vampire. There is a lot of pink to his aura, so he's very compassionate. There's a bit of rose and vermilion, so he's generous and happy, and like modern day vampire movies, he sparkles.
Sparkles.
He sparkles. Suggesting he does have a bit of magic to him, but not like a lot. He might be what's considered like a hedge mage.
Oh, okay.
He can do some magic, but he's not like you don't get like he's a powerful magic user.
Okay.
From looking at him. And as you're finishing up the looking him up and down, getting a good handle on his aura, you see a smirk on his face. Helpful?
You're not surprised.
Not at all.
So
I
you're
know that.
familiar with my kind.
I'm quite familiar with all the things that go bump in the night. That's why you shouldn't play in the dark. I said the thing.
So I understand why you are not concerned about your walk home. You serve an important task in the city. People look up to you.
I clean wells, and I do it good.
Well, there's
Yep.
been something else going on, though. Right?
You
Because
mean
we've heard about the blood, right? In the well.
You have not yet.
Oh, I've not? Okay.
It has not
been-
reached your ears
Okay.
yet.
There's been something else going on. I don't know what it is, but city feels discontent,
Agitated is the way I'd put it.
crazy. Like, just deranged beyond description. Thought I felt something, but I don't know. I haven't had the best intuition, I guess, as of late. But thank you for your wisdom. I appreciate it.
Remember, there's a road behind and the road ahead. Don't watch your feet. And with that, he'll pat you on the back a little bit, hook his bucket with his rake, and begin walking into the dark toward
Safe travels.
the foothills. Same to you. You may not want to go through that gate, though. You're covered. It's not here anymore, but you're still
Yes, that was part of the problem.
Good luck. And continues to walk into the dark.
Kind of look at the shirt and just
It's been saturated now with both blood and water. It's kind of homogenized into just a dark stain on your front at the moment.
okay. Let me check something here real quick. I have an idea, something crazy.
Oh, crazy's good.
Can I just pull out my sword real quick
Okay.
and right along that area just make a small cut in the fabric of my shirt, just light enough to draw some blood to make it look like it's kind of closed up a little bit, and just like pat my shirt with it. Make it look like I've sustained some kind of either scratch or wound or something that would account for the blood stain.
I like it.
Or I guess I might have like a small knife as opposed to just my short sword too. I don't know if I would have that necessarily. I know I have a short sword, but
He turns around and he's just like, scalpel. No one's there.
that's okay. I normally do that myself anyhow.
Okay.
Use like a medicine dexterity check on myself.
Yeah, there's a couple good rolls there. Because you could go with melee manipulation, right? Like if you're just trying to do it quick, not very precise. Or you could do medicine and manipulation. It's definitely a manipulation roll. You're trying to
Okay,
create a story.
a fake. Yeah. All right.
Or craft, maybe?
Mm, mm. Yeah, possible. I'm going to go with medicine manipulation, though. That feels
Okay.
That feels right because you would know where to cut to try to make it look the most grievous, but like more survivable at the same time. That feels right. So yeah,
All right.
medicine manipulation.
2.
2 successes. Yeah, you're able to pull out your short sword and rake it in a good motion across your chest, cutting through your clothes and into your pecs and abs just a little bit, to where it would the stain would match the wound that you've given yourself.
Okay. All right. I will after I just kind of pat my shirt into it a little bit just to let some of the blood seep into the fabric. I will
Well, here's the thing. You have to make yourself bleed.
that's true. So spend a
so-
blood point.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Spending a blood point that I just got back.
Isn't that how we got into this?
Yep. Yep. I've got enough to wake up tomorrow. Okay.
Groundhog Day.
It just repeats itself.
Yeah, right.
Gets nowhere as we continuously play Dragomir Treehouse.
On the plus side, there's probably no shortage of no-legged men in Jerusalem at this point in time.
That's true. So I will spend a blood point to make myself bleed.
Okay.
Just enough to soak the fabric, and then I will head towards the gate. Just walking in and making my way towards my clinic, and obviously, I'm assuming, still seeing some of the carnage that was beset because of me. All right.
Jumping back to Oliver. All right. So, would you please make, with some assistance, so we'll drop your difficulty. A subterfuge manipulation roll, difficulty 5, since Aisha will
Manipulation.
add to your.
You said subterfuge manipulation?
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Look at that. I only had 3 dice. I got 3 successes.
So you finish up telling the concocted story over what happened to the man, why you were rushing here, and they don't have like a way to take notes, but they nod along. They make sure that they've got it memorized, repeating it back to you a little bit. And the two guards huddle off to report it officially, with you feeling that it's probably not going to lead anywhere important or cause any real difficulty for you, like in the future.
Good. Good.
Yeah. Well, that was easier than I had hoped. You're pretty good at that.
I think it was the help.
I don't like to, but I've learned recently, as you know. Well, there is a bit of a sickness arising in town, in the city. It seems to have come on very abruptly. Just through the day, it has been exhausting for the sisters to handle it, and then now my attempts tonight, and I've only been up maybe an hour, 2 tops. So, we may not get sick, but do be careful out there.
You as well. I'm gonna get back, so hopefully I can find Dragomir wherever he wandered off to.
Yes. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, so you're headed back.
Yeah, I'll head back to the clinic.
Are you any particular hurry to return, or just going to kind of stroll?
Probably just normal walk back.
Okay. Okay. We'll jump back to the 3 at the clinic.
Actually, I might be in a little bit of
Oh,
a
no.
hurry since I know I left her there alone.
Gotcha. All right. Since it is an important role, an athletics dexterity, please.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah, you're moving along quite the pace. Bit of a
Couldn't do that to save the guy.
No. Well, the guy's not important.
That's right. I was more going there just to talk to Aisha than save the guy, but you know.
All right. So yeah, you feel you're going to be able to cut the travel time down quite a bit. Should get there in about 20 minutes at a good woof, 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 woof.
I'm jauntering. I don't know what that means, but I feel like that's what I'm
Jauntering?
doing. Yeah.
Okay. All right, gentlemen in the clinic. What are you doing? What's going on with you?
Do I notice that he's like kind of shuffling through Dragomir's stuff since I'm kind of like standing at the door trying to fit the faux door on?
You can give me a alertness perception roll. Are you being sneaky about it, or just kind of?
Nah.
Okay, so yeah, just give me an alertness perception roll. Yeah, he's page turning through one of the books off the desk.
Kind of like look over. Can I tell what it is he's reading? Like, does it have like a something on the back?
No, it'd be rare to find something legitimately, like outwardly titled at this time.
Amateurs.
So, so no obvious look at what it is. It's probably a medical journal, considering it was on the desk.
I'll keep acting like I'm looking at Tiffany and checking her out while like side-eyeing.
Getting all that
Side-eyeing.
in while Oliver's not there to stop you, checking Tiffany out.
Yeah.
He's the first one I hit when I get back.
All right, who needs punch while I was gone? No Asmodeus does.
All right. So you're keeping an eye on Tiffany and keeping an eye on Destat.
Yes.
Are you watching him for anything in particular? And are you trying to gather like an understanding on what's going on with Tiffany, or is it just a keep them
Yeah.
within your eye line?
Yeah, I'm just mostly keeping an eye on him,
Gotcha.
but acting like I'm
Okay.
checking her.
Do I notice that?
I was just about to call for a contested roll. All right, so it's going to be for our watching you, Destin roll. Asmodeus is going to need to make a subterfuge perception roll, and you're going to need to make a wits subterfuge roll to see if you could pick up on what he's doing.
Can I roll as well, just so I can figure out what in the world's going on?
Sure. You can roll the same thing that I asked Destin to give me.
Wit subterfuge, you said?
Yes, sir.
4 successes for me.
I apparently got the curse.
It came over. That's the thing
It
going
was
on.
my statement before the game.
No, you don't. You're paging through this journal. There's like an occasional doodle of like a quick what's going on, like a market stall, someone's carriage, a crude, not stick figure, but basic figure of someone standing there, with the occasional notes that seem to be marking out important bits that have been noticed. Like, well, as for you, Casper, you have a hint that Asmodeus isn't watching over Tiffany as he looks to be doing, but you have no idea what he actually is doing.
Do I think that Dragomir would be offended if someone was going through his stuff? Or if he'd be just like, his stuff that was probably sitting around.
How about an empathy wits roll? And the number of successes will be how much Dragomir tells you.
Yeah, that works. 2.
Ooh.
All right. I mean, for the most part, Dragomir's been a pretty with surface things. He's pretty open. I would say over the past year, he's probably talked to Casper a little bit more since the initial party where he accidentally killed that girl.
Right,
So-
both nerds.
Right.
Yep.
The refreshments. He partook a little too much. But I mean, so he's probably been a little bit more open with Casper than more members of the party, aside from maybe like Oliver. But with most other things, he tends to share what he knows about important things.
So for something sitting around like that, he'd just be like, eh.
I mean, if someone wanted to see a medical journal, he would probably look to help them understand what they were reading.
All right. So don't pick a fight about it. Gotcha. Yeah. I thought about it again. So what questions did you say again? Maybe we could help you figure them out. Anything about medicine? It appears.
Oh, no. I'm simply. He tosses it back on the table. Simply just biding time, I suppose. Since I feel so welcomed here.
Well, Dragmare's Clinic is a place where people find help. So
Yes.
so what
Yes, I did.
what do you do here in the city? Just wander around and talk to people, or
Oh no, I own a few establishments.
of the drinking kind? Maybe I've frequented them.
Yes, there is drink and food and other pleasures to be had.
Make a hearth wisdom intelligence roll for me.
Me or him?
You, sir.
Dark wisdom, intelligence. No.
Okay, yeah. You don't know what places he could possibly be talking about. I mean, you get the idea of what type of place they are, but not which ones.
Oh no, I thought I just didn't understand what he was alluding to. I see.
You seem confused.
So you just like manage these bars?
I own them. They are mine. Yes.
Right. So someone else runs them for you.
Well, of course.
So what do you do? Is what I'm asking. Owning things is not an action.
How
It's
so?
like I write books. He investigates bodies. You
Oh, I enjoy life. I go to plays and watch performances and the academics, and I deal with some political things here and there.
I see.
Where Whatever fits my fancy, I suppose, at the time.
So you're very polite.
Eh,
One might say like a chipmunk. You see thing, other thing, you go to the new thing.
no, not always. But yes, I suppose if something tickles my fancy, I may be drawn to it.
I don't know. I'm kind of liking the fancies my tickle as a phrase.
So just remember, the secret of happiness is not in seeking more, but developing the capacity to enjoy less.
Each is to our own. Less is more, I suppose. More is less.
You must not have done much with the wordsmithing, because you see, those two words don't mean the same thing. But I'm not here to judge. As I silently judge.
All right. I need you to make a. Let's see here. Yes, an intelligence theology intelligence roll. Casper.
Theology and intelligence. 4 successes.
4 successes. You do know thou shalt not judge, right?
I'm just checking my list.
Checking it twice.
Yeah. Checking to see if Jesus is in my list. Okay.
All right. Asmodeus and Dastan, you're picking up not sounds of commotion, but the chain of dogs barking. One starts in the distance, and as something gets closer, another dog barks while the other one begins to die off as it moves. Whatever there has got their attention is moving its way past them. You know, one of those dog-based chains of communication when like the mailman walks by.
Beacons of Gondor have been lit.
Yes. Gondor barks for aid. So you hear the dogs barking, and whatever's causing them to kind of lose their shit is passing, and you can hear via that its approach. Something is coming closer. Dragomir. A lot of people give you a bit of a side eye as you're passing them and approaching your clinic. A lot of the animals in the area are freaking out. Your beast may not be overly active at the moment, but has been heightened temporarily. And they're picking up on that as you walk past them. A few of the people you help kind of look at you with empathy, but there's a bit of fear. Like they don't want to approach someone who's so grievously injured, right? Like, what could he have done to have that occur? As they let you pass, and you can hear from a bit away, since you are quite adept at aspects, conversation occurring in your clinic.
Okay. Do I recognize Casper's voice?
You recognize Casper. You
Okay.
don't recognize the voice of the other person in there.
Okay. I'll continue my approach of just as if I'm returning back to my clinic. And I'm assuming I'm seeing is Victor there trying to put the board up in front right now?
Victor's not yet returned.
He's not there.
With
Okay.
the tools.
Okay. But is Casper there trying to put the board up in front
While
of the door?
while talking, yeah.
Okay.
kind of
Hey. Casper?
act like I'm helping him in.
I should go out and help.
No.
him.
Yeah.
Hey, be behind.
Did you know that Asmodeus could talk?
No, I kind of assumed that the wound that he had there, for some inexplicable reason.
Oh,
I just look at them both, and
Yep.
shake my
I'm
head.
surprised.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, we have a guest, visitor,
I thought I heard someone new.
someone sent by Brother Bernardus. Have you
Ah.
seen Oliver out there?
Nope, haven't seen Oliver recently.
He wandered off somewhere after the commotion and left Tiffany here by herself. So I was kind of worried about him.
She's still okay. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
all things
yeah.
considered.
The coma she's in.
Yeah.
In case
it's
there are any like humans walking around.
medical mystery is what that is.
I'll point at Dastan and say, "Had a dream."
Kind of walk inside and just go over to him.
It's
Streets of blood, voices calling, things like that.
Yeah. Last night. Or this morning, I guess.
Right.
I'm gonna activate folderol.
that's the one that lets you tell if
If they're
I'm
lying.
being facetious. Yes.
Yep.
You're gonna look to see if he's got feces?
With
is it?
some Adderall.
What is the name of your crazy discipline?
Mithraceria.
Gotcha.
I put it in the chat for you.
Oh, donk. Okay. He's not lying.
I'm just waiting for him to.
Man, it's going to be hard to do this one because I won't even know unless he tells me.
True.
All right.
So you went to go see Brother Bernardus, and he sent you.
He told me of you, or your clinic, that I might seek answers here as to what the dreams mean.
Well, I'll look at Casper and Asmodeus. Do you mind if I talk about what we've experienced thus far?
I thought you were trying to ask me to leave.
Well,
Good
I mean, if
morning.
he's experiencing the dreams and Bernardus has sent him, I'm
Well,
inclined to believe he might be able to help.
the more the merrier, I guess.
Very well. Well, we spoke with Bernardus, started 2 nights ago, with a... I believe he thought he was telling the truth, but it was more of a half-truth, kind of truth mixed in with his own insane ramblings to an extent. But there were some individuals attempting a ritual most foul that we managed to stop, but that just led us to another mystery of a crusader that appears to be, what did appear to be of times gone by, ages past, we'll say. And from Casper, was it the first crusade?
Um, sure, we're in the third right now, right?
Yeah.
Just after the third. Yep.
Yeah.
So the
He
player
would've been-
doesn't remember if it was first or second.
I'm giving a hint.
The
Oh.
first, yeah.
First, yes, indeed.
Yeah. There was a crusader who appeared to have some sort of connection to the children of Cain, and was appearing in random parts of the city, spouting nonsense, madness, appearing, disappearing, ranting and raving, all which I thought was connected to Malkov in some shape.
Didn't
but
you say the number 5 a lot?
Called
Five.
himself 5, one
Ah,
of 5, I believe.
Dastan, you can make an intelligence academics or intelligence occult roll if you want when he says Malkov.
Academics, and you said intelligence?
Yep.
Nice.
Thanks, Bob.
No problem.
Appreciate ya.
I'm here to help. I thought it was attached, somehow linked to Malkov, but I could be wrong. Did, however, hear a voice calling what I thought was saying originally more blood, but then after last night, I realized it was saying no more blood. So I believe 5 in some way is connected to whatever is happening in this city, and we need to find out what it is in order to stop it and stop whatever madness is beginning to seep into our very psyches. Sure, you felt it this evening when you woke up. Sense of melancholy.
Yes. That is why I have been seeking answers.
Oh, it's what we are now as well. I believe our next visit was potentially the catacombs, correct? Is that right? We knew he was coming from there.
Yes.
Or at least talking to Bernardus again, I think was our next step. But
Well, Bernardus was in a state of sadness, I guess, is what the human's term is. Weeping uncontrollably about the loss of a friend.
okay, well, I know we knew that 5 was potentially going back into the catacombs. We were attempting to figure out what our next step is, I believe.
I believe that's what we were going to discuss when we met today.
Yes.
Perhaps Oliver is getting us some answers or some more information.
That's a good.
I would think he'd be back at any time now.
Great transition point. Thank you so much, sir. All right, Oliver, you're getting close to the dung gate, making your way towards Dragomir's clinic, and just a few hurried footsteps you can hear approaching from behind, followed by a familiar voice saying, "Hold up, slow down. You're going where I'm going. Slow down." A quick look over your shoulder is Victor, and he's got like some boards and a hammer and like a sack of something, a small like leather satchel of sorts.
What are you doing?
Um, I don't think he told me his name yet, but the big guy gave me some coins and said, "Go get boards and nails."
Why?
Think he wants to fix the door.
Oh.
I don't know. Shit went on down there, and I came in at like the worst time. So, boards and nails, hammer.
Okay. Let's go.
So, like, you're not looking for help, are you?
I mean, I'm not looking for anything except for, the people that are at the clinic.
Okay.
I don't need help with that. I know where they're at. You just told me.
Got me there. All right. I'm just gonna. I'll follow behind.
All right. I'm gonna take off again.
Jonesing. He's jonesing.
All right. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not hard to get away from him. Like if he moves too fast, he's gonna drop like everything he's got. So, as you approach the clinic, you hear Dragomir giving a sum up of what's been going on with you guys. And yeah, the door's still broken. Casper's still sort of holding a thing up, not really putting it in place anymore, just holding a door. Asmodeus is creepily standing over your cousin. There's some guy you've never seen sitting in a chair. Very comfortable, very suave and casual looking. And there's Dragomir.
When I get there, I'm like, and then I look around to see if there's any humans around.
It's safe, Oliver.
Oh, okay. Walk in all normal like. Wait, where'd you go?
Where'd you go?
I took the mauled guy to the doctor because Dragomir wasn't here to help him.
I don't.
I'm gonna lean the door so he can like come in. Or the door like object I'm holding.
Victor will be here shortly. He stopped me for a second, and then I ran off again. Walk in, scoot around the door.
Let's just say that my I might have pushed myself a little bit too hard in the battle there, and been neglecting sustenance lately, and it kind of caught up with me.
It happened again, huh?
Well, yeah. The guy was because like I had to run out real quick because it was really hungry, and you and Tiffany were kind of just laying there, and I would have felt bad.
Yeah, sounds like you made the right choice.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Gotta look at. So where did you take the guy?
To the hospital, church, clinic thing.
Oh, so he's okay, right?
Probably not. He's dead, huh?
Yeah.
But
It wasn't the attack that killed him.
Mm.
You know, if you saw Folderol up,
I do.
that rings his truth.
So if he wasn't killed by an attack, he's all right and walking around somewhere, right?
Well, he doesn't have legs, so he's definitely not walking around somewhere.
Doesn't have any play. Nah, I'm not gonna ask questions.
And
The
then
answer doesn't matter.
he said he lost him in the crusade, and I mean, he was either too old or too young for that. But I
Yeah.
mean, so I don't know how he lost him, but he did lose
Do I
him.
remember seeing his neighbor a whole bunch every time we come in and out of here?
Yeah, there's usually
Okay.
a geriatric double amputee that raves about having lost his legs in the Second Crusade. Not possible. He's
Yeah, I never trusted that guy anyway. I feel like he was a spy.
Oh, well, thank you. But as bad as I feel about that, I did talk to, strangely, a guy who was, rather helpful on the whole situation, but maybe that's a conversation for another time. The well tender.
you're a
I'm aware. Am I aware of the blood? Right?
Yes. Yep.
Hmm.
Blood was cleaned up from the well.
Ah, the tender of Wells. He was cleaning up the blood that had gushed out of the well.
Mm.
Blood? That's
Yes, the well was weeping, according to those that I have spoken to.
That's either very not good or very good.
That's like symbolic of some really powerful stuff, right?
What? Maybe I have news. I might be connected. Apparently a sickness has hit the city very hard. Just all of a sudden.
So, the sickness, the Wella Hezekiah, right? Is that the one we're talking about?
Yes.
Weeping blood?
Has anyone
And-
seen frogs falling from the sky?
I didn't.
Everyone make a quick wits roll. Difficulty's 1.
Oh, okay.
What if I don't have quick wits?
Just wits.
Yeah, just straight wits.
Great wits.
I don't have a 1 on my bar. It goes
Well,
2 to 2.
I've rolled 2 1s. I've rolled 2 1s.
Hey,
And a 2.
I also rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1, a 3, and a 1.
I got you beat, man.
I just want to say you're a son of a bitch.
Look, I get back in the same room as you, and I just rolled a 1. What's going on here?
No,
I don't need to roll that, right? Because I don't want any part of this.
Oddly, Asmodeus, you're the only one that can confirm it hasn't rained frogs at.
Hey, I got 2 successes and 1 not success. Come on. I want my credit to see no frogs.
No frogs.
Wait, what the?
Yeah, yours says botch. But you do have a 4.
He didn't change the.
Because you can't
did
change
change
it to
difficulty.
1. There's no 1.
Yeah, I just changed it to 2.
It's 2.
I just figured you could look at the numbers.
There's a lot of stuff going on when you're the storyteller or game master or DM. You know, you don't have time to read everything. Just the key points.
Just when something says botch.
Yeah.
That's important.
No, haven't seen.
Claudius and Oliver. You're able to say it's not rained clouds today.
I can't say for certain. I guess I wasn't really all that focused.
No
On the weather.
frogs.
What the?
All right, well, I'd
Apparently
keep an
not.
eye out. I see a pattern emerging.
I think I just
Yeah.
heard a frog.
No, that was at the bar. Remember earlier yesterday? Like we talked to the frog guy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Renewal.
Yeah, we talked to the frog.
Dancing lion.
Yep.
Like, and then
You don't know that place,
so
do you?
those two things, and then the sense of melancholy that washed over all of us while we slept. That's a lot of stuff.
I think
don't
we
wanna
might
say-
need to investigate this more.
Yeah, I don't want to say Bernardus was right because I don't think he was, but
Yeah.
he's
He was most definitely not right.
I think his intuition that there's something going on here is correct.
He was wrong in the correct manner.
Right.
Yeah.
I think his feeling was correct. His
Mm,
interpretation of that feeling.
he just
That's crazy.
accidentally sent us in the right direction.
Well, that is the way
Or
that Malkavians work sometimes. It's just we.
God sent us in the right direction through Brother Bernardus.
Mm,
I like that explanation better. But, we Malkavians can tend to be right while being wrong. It's kind of the dichotomy of our nature.
You're not the only one. Everyone has that ability from time to time.
Also,
Yes.
I might have a place for Tiffany to go. Just
Yes, that would-
might take some time.
That is definitely a concern.
What do you like? What is your idea?
Aisha's taking care of it.
At the hospital?
With someone else. It was literally 20 minutes ago, probably, and I don't remember the name.
Okay.
Do you
Well,
wanna
I
make
might-
an intelligence check.
Sure.
What? She said Nahim.
Nahim. I added in the ch.
You did indeed.
Isn't he like your
It's, I believe, her.
salubrian
Sire.
guy?
I don't know. Is that her salubri guy?
Uh,
Oh. Sorry.
yeah. Okay. So I need from Oliver and Dragomir a occult and the occult intelligence roll. Actually, also I'll take the same thing from Dastan.
Okay.
You're
Is-
just remembering two different things. You two are trying to remember the person you're talking about,
Okay.
who they are, and he is trying to remember, figure out what you're talking about. Doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Does my eidetic matter?
Your
my
identity would help. Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow.
In the words of a wise man, we ain't found shit.
We're combing the desert.
All right. Yeah. You've no idea what this salubri thing is, Destan, when it's mentioned. Oliver, when you're attempting to piece who this Naheem guy is, you remember that he's the eldest of your clan in the city, and that he has a lot of rumors around him, mostly because he is your antediluvian's direct childer. He is Charlotte's.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy. Dragomir, all you got is that salubri guy.
Salubri guy. He's a salubri. Yeah. Well, regardless of like what we need a way to get her there. Is that the?
Well, she's gotta ask him for permission first.
Okay. Well,
Could just. Has this ever happened before?
Yes,
How long does it usually take her to wait?
it varies. I assume.
Made a roll for this 2 games ago. The last time it took her a month.
The last time it took her a month.
I mean,
I didn't know if it was always just a month or if it changed depending on.
It does change.
Oh, see, I was right. It varies.
Also know the last time.
we could always bury her.
Well, that's a little premature, I think, isn't it? Oh,
Mm,
well, I'll say this.
She might be a little too late for that.
I mean, in the event that we need to transport her, I mean, I have a contact inside the hospitalars, a squire named Christoph who might be able to help me transport her on maybe as a wagon to the hospital underneath the guise of maybe she was a patient that passed away at my clinic and we're just moving her body to the hospital for preparation for burial.
I mean,
Would
I
allow us
don't
to
know.
move her without suspicion.
I'm just waiting on Aisha to get back to me first.
No, I understand. I'm thinking about the transportation needs later on.
Also, can't bury her. She can't feed on dirt.
I would offer one of my establishments to house her if needed.
You have
You have
establishments.
establishments?
Mhm.
yeah, see, he owns many bars.
I don't see how that's gonna be helpful.
Keeping her at a bar doesn't seem like very.
No, I own
Prudent.
several brothels.
Mm.
I don't think she needs to go there.
I don't see that being a good option either.
Asmodeus, could you maybe keep her at your lair?
Yes.
He's,
Until we find something better? Somewhere with a door, preferably.
I thought you had Victor coming.
Yeah, he's on his way. Oh.
Oh. Hey, Victor.
I did say you heard a clatter just outside the
That's
door.
Mhm.
I'm here.
How's your carpentry?
Usually only nailing things to skulls.
You ever built a barricade?
Yeah, once or twice.
Think you could do something similar?
I mean, I could.
Well, if the old hinges are still intact, you could just nail the old hinges to another piece of wood and bingo bango.
Yeah, and just make a
Would be
barrier,
more.
like a barricade, just without the pointy bits.
That
Well, you need the pointy bits to put two pieces of wood together.
I meant facing out towards the people
That-
to stop them from coming in.
might work. You know, for the right payment.
We'll talk about that later at an appropriate time.
This is an appropriate time.
I'm gonna give him the look.
You
Like the bump, bow, bow, look.
No,
Yeah.
the
Wink- winked at
disappointed
him.
parent look. The
All right. Give me a intimidation manipulation roll.
You winked at him with
Contested
both
with
eyes.
his intimidation wits.
it was you said intimidation. What?
Manipulation
Okay.
versus
And
his intimidation wits.
do I have any bonuses for blood bond or the fact that I've intimidated him before about things like this?
His difficulty is going to be higher than yours is.
Okay,
Yours is a 6. His is a 7.
gotcha. Well, here we go.
Yeah.
It didn't roll. Give me a moment.
You win by default.
Yep, forfeit.
That doesn't work that way on my watch.
No.
I don't want to have to spend blood to make my eyes all creepy.
Your watch is broken
Alright.
now because he was biding time earlier.
It's
Yep.
true.
He doesn't seem even remotely phased. Maybe since it's been a few days since then, the minor blood bond isn't really enough.
Can I sense what's going on here? I guess since I remember that he was the conversation about making him into a ghoul, basically.
Yeah, it's not hard to read that he wants more. Asmodeus.
Mm.
This guy is jonesing for vampire blood. You can feel it.
I can feel it coming in tonight. Oh wait, I'm not the bard in this
I'll
game.
look over at Casper and say, "Hmm."
Is this going to be a problem here?
Hold on. May I have a word with my associate?
Pointing back towards my sanctuary where I normally sleep. It's like I've got a room that's back there. If you need to be away.
Hold on 1 second.
And is that my board for my bed?
It was.
Okay.
Now it's your door.
What? I thought he brought more wood for that.
We'll discuss this in a minute.
Do you guys need the room back there?
Yeah, there's a room back there.
Out of irritation,
Slaps him.
I'm gonna pop 3 blood into my strength,
Oh.
Okay.
and I'm just literally gonna pick him up with one arm and carry him back there.
Okay. Brawl Dex to. Actually, you know what? Give me an initiative check to see if you beat him. If you're fast enough to grab him before he notices.
Where is that button?
It's on the top
There it is.
right. He's able to attempt to try to get out of your snag. So give me a brawl dex versus his athletics dexterity. Four. Yep. He may be faster, but you're able to snag him, no issue. Grab him right by his armor and his shirt, and you lift him up off the ground, no problem.
I'm just gonna like calmly just muppet into the back room.
Okay. Yeah. Walks past you guys, holding a full-grown man like a ragdoll.
I'll follow him back.
So,
Hi, I'm Oliver, by the way.
Dragomir.
Just this is an interesting group you guys have.
It's not normally like this entirely. We're a bit more put together. But it's been a interesting couple days.
I can see.
nights.
Are you needing to feed?
No, I'm fine now, thank you. Oliver, do we need to see to Tiffany?
Do we need to see to Tiffany?
Because she hasn't eaten yet, right?
He is not. Temporary pause. Going to move to the other room.
Okay.
All right. So you've got Victor up holding up above the ground. You walked into the back of Dragomir's clinic, and you've been followed by Asmodeus.
Yeah, but as always, so look, but like quizzically, like
I need a new Paul. If you
his
don't
name's
want
not Paul.
it can be.
My name's not Paul. It's Victor.
We'll talk about this later.
Walk back out.
Okay. Even though you're holding him, he still seems defiant.
Kicking his legs.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand. I don't know why I'm looking up. I don't think you understand the conversation we had earlier, previously. This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street that I gave you an option of. If you want to continue on that one-way street, that's fine. Otherwise, you will be disposed of. Do you understand?
All right. Give me another intimidation check, but this
Hold
time
on.
you can use your. Okay.
I am going to. Oh, there it is. I was hovering over the wrong thing. I'm going to activate Eyes of the Beast.
Okay.
It just gives me a plus on intimidation.
Gotcha. But instead of using manipulation, you can use your strength since you're
Okay.
muscling him. He will use the same
Oh, crap.
roll as before.
Let me. Gotta adjust that. I have to actually adjust it since I put points on it. We should.
You should be able to add a bonus under the
Yeah.
roll.
There's a spot to add when you've pumped your stats.
Versus 0. Okay. When your eyes glow from activating your discipline, all color drains from him, and you can see that flight response begin to kick in as he grabs your arm and starts to like shake his head, just babbling yes sir over and over again.
Now, I told you if you worked for me, I would give you the choice of leaving or staying once we were done in the city. You can choose to have more, but I warn you, every action has pleasure and price. So I need a yes or a no. Okay. I'm going to give him a taste.
Just one?
That's all it takes.
Right. But you
Yeah,
can, you can give more if you wish. That's why I
Right.
asked.
But I mean, like, unless he was down some for some reason, it wouldn't. I'm just going to give him the one.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take a couple back.
Okay.
Just a couple. He can regenerate them pretty fast, especially with two drinks in such quick succession.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about him.
Okay.
Just adjust and flip on mobile there. There we go.
Two. Okay. All right.
And then afterwards, I'm gonna carry him back outside, set him back down right by all the tools he brought, and I'm gonna point,
He gets to work.
and then I turn back around. Oh, and I turned off Eyes of the Beast.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Where were we?
I believe Oliver and I were introducing ourselves to Destan, and inquiring, I guess, whether or not there's any care that needs to be taken for Tiffany's need. Do you believe she's okay, Oliver?
She looks fine. I mean, other than the, sleeping thing.
Right. If he
You
can.
make it an intelligence cult roll if you wish, Dragomir.
Okay.
Difficulty is 5.
And analytical would not work for this one, right? Or would it?
Yeah, I'd say it would.
Okay. Three.
You do know, even though she's in a torpid state, that just like every other vampire, she needs to feed regularly. Otherwise, when she does wake up, whenever that may be, she could be in a frenzy. Or if she doesn't have enough in her to even last that month that she's going to be under, she might not ever wake up at all. So she needs to be fed regularly.
Now, I I can't condone this for myself, so Oliver, I'm gonna have to ask you to make this decision, I guess. But the two options I believe that we have in order to keep Tiffany safe are with Aisha, correct? Potentially, if that pans out,
Mm-hmm.
and Destan, I would assume that you have your own supply that you feed from.
Yes, I do.
Does your establishment have concealed areas
Yes.
where she would be out of sight and safe from view?
Yes, she would be.
So, Oliver, I think those are our two choices, is if Destan here would be willing to look over your sister and make sure she's regularly fed while recovering. That could be a secondary option if Aisha's does not pan out.
I
Do you know when she fed last?
I thought she did last time that I did, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Because we went our separate ways. But I was
would
gonna
hate
do
to.
I was gonna do my sense cycle thing.
Okay. There is a thread of fate binding Destan to you and the rest of the group.
She is your cousin. I would hate to make. I don't believe any one of us, but you can make this decision for her.
Do you have someone, I guess, that you trust to feed her?
Yes, I have a few individuals in my establishment that I trust to watch over her.
You still have Folderol going?
Yes.
That rings as truth.
Okay. Here's what we'll do. We will use your place. But maybe if Aisha comes back, that she gets a good answer from the Nahim. Maybe she could move from there if she thought it better.
That is fine with me. I see nothing wrong with
Or
that.
if I ask, I might ask her to check in from time to time too, just because she's, well, she has a medical background like you, Dragomir.
She is very well versed, yes.
I don't believe we're going anywhere for an extended period of time.
I mean,
Just for going out for the night. right? It's not like we're leaving the city.
I believe having contingencies in place might not be just a bad thing. I mean, we don't know exactly what we're dealing with here.
It's true.
But no, I don't see any reason we'd be gone more than the evening. Destan, do you receive regular shipments into your establishments, I'm assuming, for food, beverage, other supplies, linens that gets laundered?
Yes, we have a rotation of goods coming in and out.
Might we transport her in one of those carts in order to mask her appearance through the city?
That can be arranged, yes.
Because I don't think us carrying a body through the city into one of his establishments would be unnoticed.
If
I would
not,
agree.
if not, I might know a decent pathway through the city to get around a little unnoticed.
Well, this is true. But I think if Destan has individuals that he trusts as far as with his goods, that might be an option.
Wait,
She is your cousin, though. I mean, if you
just to be
if you
clear,
have
she's not your goods.
I never took her as that.
Okay.
if you wish to use your channels, though, Oliver, that's fine as well.
No, I'm all for easier, you know. Contingency plans and all that.
Yes.
I'll pull out my sending stone.
What the hell is that?
Get Ilga on the line.
Yeah.
That thing doesn't even work.
Okay. Well, we could probably drape a sheet over her while she's in here, and we just make her look as if she had passed, and wouldn't necessarily be any cause for concern until we work out transportation.
Sure.
Also, investigate well.
Gets me every time. That's the plan after we get her, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
It'd be silly just to leave her here with no one around.
We trust Victor? Are you okay with that, Oliver?
Well, I mean, we don't all have to go get the cart.
Well, I was just thinking. I guess. Sorry, Destan. I'm your establishments. I mean, is there one that's on the way to the well that we can stop at, and you can make arrangements?
I will look at my GM for this.
Hold on.
Yes.
Let me check my schedule.
Pulls out a BlackBerry. I know it's old.
Is it my upper class one?
No, your lower class one. It's on.
My lower class one. Okay. Yes. It is my brothel in the lower class slums area. We can take her to that, and if you'd like, I could have her then later transported to the upper class area, or the more noble area, where she'll probably have better care opportunities.
Which one would be closer to the hospital / church thing?
That would be his upper class one.
Okay. Yep, I like that idea.
So move her from here to the one near the Dung Gate. Is it close by here?
Yes.
So move her there and then arrange for transport to the one that's closer to the hospital. Okay? Want to start moving towards the well, investigate ourselves?
Yeah.
Do we want to investigate the well or the catacombs? Because I don't think it's a coincidence that last night's actions happened and today these things are happening.
I
The
agree.
well was pretty busy when I was there last.
I personally would prefer to go to the well myself. I feel like if it was bleeding, maybe I could get a read on it.
Could be connected.
Fair point.
But I'm not saying that everybody has to go with me, as Oliver stated. I mean, we don't all have to go to the same area. It might be prudent to divide our resources.
If we went into the catacombs, I do not believe it would be smart to go not at full strength.
Okay.
So if those are the only two options we have, we should go all together, one or the other.
I also hear that's like a rule number 1 or something.
Always divide your resources.
Oh.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. It hasn't failed in the past, right?
Nope.
As long as we make a plan.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Would everyone make an sorry, a Hearst Wisdom intelligence roll? The difficulty is 6 for everybody except Destin, who gets a 5.
Oh, what the heck, man?
Would-
Analytical or anything on this one, or no?
No, I don't think it will.
Okay.
Keen memory.
Keen memory would. Yep.
Got 2.
Hot.
Everybody.
2's a popular success.
What did Tiffany roll?
Uh,
Probably the same
It
thing
just
as
comes
Paul.
up as Z's. It's really weird.
I kill him.
wow. Okay. For Asmodeus, Dragomir, Casper, and Oliver, you know that you have a few additional places you can talk to, right? You know that Ranulf knows where he's potentially been coming in and out of the catacombs, so he can lead you in to in some way there. You also know that even though Brother Bernardus has been wrong every time you've talked to him, each time you've talked to him, he has pointed you in the right direction. And Dragomir and Dragomir and Dastan, both of you know that you can talk to the well cleaner as a possibility, because Dastan was told that he came and cleaned the blood from the well. And lastly, Dastan, you know that before you were directed here, you were going your other place that you were going to check out before you went to Bernardus's was a private library on occultism, held by a wealthy merchant that might be able to help answer their "what the hell's going on" questions.
Quick question. The Ranulf information, isn't that where how we found 5 to begin with?
Yes, this is how you found 5 to begin with.
Okay, so we do know where he's going in and out.
You know of a place he appeared, not necessarily
Oh, okay.
where he
sorry.
came in and out.
I misunderstood that information when we got it. Asmodeus, would you want to go talk to Ranulf? And maybe see if you can pry more information about like where, like if he knows more about how 5 was getting in and out of the catacombs. I think he liked you.
I can.
I do know of a private library on cultism held by a merchant that might be able to answer some questions.
Is this what I know? Is this the same merchant that we've gone to speak with before, that Tiffany likes to visit and that I've visited, and that holds a private library?
Give me a wisdom roll.
Or I guess he hasn't said where it's at yet, but
Somebody said the L word.
Yeah. Hearth Wisdom?
Yeah, just straight wits.
Oh, straight wits. Okay. 1.
It's enough. You know of the one he's talking about, but neither you nor Tiffany has been able to get into it.
Okay. So that's not the same one that she was researching at before.
No.
Okay.
This one requires. He only seems to cater towards the wealthy or the clergy.
Okay.
This particular one. It's the only library neither of you have been able to look in yet.
Well, I mean, I've tried to get in there previously. He seems to like members of the cloth or those with a coin. Unfortunately, that has not been my domain.
He likes holy men, you say?
Members of the clergy, yes.
Well, we are
So
all members of the
perhaps-
clergy if we speak the word of the God.
So perhaps you and our new friend here, Dustan? I'm assuming you're a member of, or a person of opulence.
Yes, I have means.
I could go speak to the individual who cleaned the well. Oliver, if you would like to join me. Unless you have other leads you want to follow up on or keep
you
track
know,
of your cousin.
leads weren't exactly my thing, my forte. I'll just tag along.
Okay, so
You could either help Dragmir or Asmodeus. They could probably both use a hand.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
all right.
So let me make sure I got your plan understood. You're going to get Tiffany to Destan's lower class joint for safety tonight, and then you're splitting up, heading towards the library, Ranulf, and the well cleaner, or the well and then the well cleaner.
Just the well tender, I think.
Okay, so just him.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that
Unless-
correct?
Because the
Wait.
well itself is away. It's like at the northern end of the city, right?
Let me pull up a map for you guys.
I thought it was pretty far distance away, if I remember correctly.
So you're, is everybody on the new?
I am there, yes.
So yeah, your haven, as Modius' haven, is down in this section down here at the near the Dung Gate.
Okay.
His place of his first would be around here. Go on. There
In
we
the
go.
Jewish quarter.
Right.
Okay.
It's also, that would also be near Brother Bernardus's place.
Right.
Aisha's hospital is up here, as is that is near his in the Christian quarter, and the New Gate where his more wealthier establishment is. And then
Okay.
there's Hezekiah as well within that same
Oh,
general
okay.
vicinity.
If that's the case, I would ask us to stop by to speak with Aisha again, just to update her. Because if she comes looking here and she's not here,
Okay. So, Oliver, we want to go by the pool, or go by see Aisha, see the well, and then talk to the well tender.
yeah, I'm down.
Okay. So yes, that's Oliver and I's plan then, to do those.
So now we're gonna do the opposite.
That's why I want to write it down and make sure I got it all right. I like pen and paper for this type of thing. All right.
Just have a question, because sometimes
Sure.
gates in towns are weird. Is the new gate actually a new gate?
It is actually a new
Oh,
gate.
okay. I was just checking.
Right. Yep, I understand.
Well, are you sure it's not the East Gate?
No, the East Gate would be the Golden Gate,
Oh, okay.
or the Lion's Gate.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just checking. You know, I've heard sometimes there's weird things like that in towns.
Okay, I've got it written down, so I won't forget it. Right. So, how are you guys going about getting Tiffany to his establishment?
Well,
I was
So-
planning to go to my establishment and have them bring a cart
Okay.
with linen and such to here. And in the same time, I was going to have them send a message to, I guess I'll just name them now. So I'm going to go to my lower brothel or lower establishment and talk to Victoria to set up for her to bring some carriers here
Okay.
to grab Tiffany and bring her back to the brothel. At the same time, I'm going to have them send notice to Jasmine up in my upper establishment.
I guess she never found her whole new world.
No,
Yeah, I was gonna say, she sounds like a princess.
to deal with the logistics of transporting her to her establishment.
Gotcha. Are these members of your herd?
Yes.
Okay. Because you don't really have retainers for this type of thing. But they can do it, no problem. It's probably best that they do it anyways.
Yes.
Okay.
These would be my two most trusted, I guess,
Gotcha.
out of my retainers.
Okay. All right. Well, it is a bit of a. It's a short walk, but it's a bit of a walk to get there. It'll take roughly 15, 20 minutes for the walk to your establishment and back, unless everyone is coming with you to split from there. How do you
We could hit your establishment on the way, send them back here, and then once the cart arrives, you could accompany it back and then head to where you're going afterwards, Oliver. That way, someone's keeping an eye on the place until then.
Yeah.
I think that's smart.
That way, we
So-
could save some time and some walking.
Okay, so Oliver's going to wait here, and then everybody's going to his place, and then you're splitting, and then Oliver will be joining Dragomir. Is that right?
Your
can't hear
yeah,
you.
your
I think you're
voice is
muted.
gone.
Now that
How dare
Get
you?
this worked out before tomorrow.
Nope.
Son of a bitch.
try turning it off and turning it back on again.
How about now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
Hey,
gonna pretend like I couldn't hear him, guys.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
The power for the amp got disconnected for just a moment.
Yeah, you were kind of talking at like before he asked you the question, and it just kind of faded slowly, and I was like, well, maybe he didn't say anything.
No, the power for the amp faded or got unplugged. So, if Oliver stays behind, I will stay with him. So he and I will just move together from this point.
Okay.
So technically, our plan hasn't really changed, except for waiting a little bit longer.
Right.
Okay.
I guess
would
it just
call it
depends
there.
on whether or not Asmodeus is going with them to the establishment
That's
or going
true.
off on his
Yeah.
own right away.
Well, I'm going to find Renouf.
Oof.
I would assume it would be smart for Asmodeus to come with us and split there. That way he knows where it is.
That's
And
true.
that's where
Yeah.
we'll split.
Okay.
I'm going to call it there so I can hand out your experience and everything.
I will take
Right.
everyone's experience.
Oh,
Well, there you got it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 15 experience then.
Yeah.
Everybody gets 3.
oh,
I forget where that's at.
The little
The
notebook
pen
looking
and paper
symbol.
on the
bad with
left.
the pencil.
Yeah, you'll want to unlock it at the top first, though.
February 13th.
Thanks.
All right. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed our episode tonight. It was very debate oriented, which is kind of how I like it here on Vampire. So it works out. If you're catching us on Twitch, please subscribe. If you're on the YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, all those things. And I usually ask a question as a sign out here. So being that tomorrow is Valentine's Day, do you know of any particular lovers or potentially famous lovers from this time that you wouldn't mind spending the night with? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Know what I mean? Until then, we'll see you later. And remember, don't play in the dark. Bye.
See?
Laters.